Anthony, have you made any New Year's resolutions?
No, but I do have to admit, I do get a little reflective around the start of the new year. I start to think about the year ahead and what it will bring.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but whenever I start something new, I always feel hopeful, including starting a new year.
So does Halifax's Laura Bain. She used the change in our calendar year as an opportunity to track down a handful of people she's interviewed over the past 12 months. She wanted to find out what they're hoping for in 2018.
Those of you who tune in to our Halifax stories will be familiar with Pat Gates. Pat is a tireless advocate for the blind and low vision community, chairing both the CCB Access and Awareness Chapter and the Halifax Accessibility Advisory Committee, among other things. I catch up with her on the street, not surprisingly, on her way to a community meeting. Pat, what are your hopes for 2018, both personally and for the community?
For the community, I hope that more people will start to see a person and their abilities and capabilities, not their disability. I hope that the poverty strategy solutions that the municipality and the United Way have been working on all fall will result in a report very soon, and that action will take place very soon. And I hope the same thing for affordable housing, that the plans for that will also take place sooner rather than later. And for myself, I hope that my health will hold out and that I will be able to continue with the volunteer work, which gives me so much satisfaction.
Next on my list is Chris Judge. I catch up with him where he works at the Halifax CNIB. Chris had an exciting 2017 co-hosting the DIY renovation series Eyes for the Job right here on AMI TV.
Well, for the community, I as an assistive technology trainer, I've always wanted and believed that we need a government-funded assistive devices program in this province, or even better, a national assistive devices program, so that people with vision loss can afford the technology that they require to be independent. Professionally, I am looking forward to season 2 of Eyes for the Job. Those of you who know me know that I've co-hosted Eyes for the Job last year and will be doing another season of Eyes for the Job next year.
AMI Audio's community reporter Milena Kazanavicius is an active volunteer who spends a lot of time supporting her community. I catch up with her in a rare moment at home.
Personally, I think I like to return to a lot of my art, which I've neglected for over 20 years, so that. For the community, for the disabled community, I think my hopes are that in some way, shape, or form that maybe I can be a part of getting more people out and active. And there's always the whole accessibility, making everything accessible, whether it's housing, whether it's sidewalks, whether it's restaurants, whatever the case may be. But I like to see people get out and find their passions and do what they really need to do. So that's my hopes.
Jerry Post is another passionate advocate for persons with disabilities. Last year, he worked with the Bill 59 Community Alliance to improve Nova Scotia's new Accessibility Act. I caught up with Jerry at his office, where he heads the newly created Nova Scotia Accessibility Directorate.
Well, for the community, my hopes are that the federal government passes an incredible federal act dealing with accessibility, as they've promised. The other is that the Rick Hansen Foundation Accessible Building Certification Program takes off across the country. And third is that Nova Scotia, as part of its new Accessibility Act, adopts a very forward-looking implementation plan to become accessible by 2030. Personally, I want to get back into tennis, so I want to start playing tennis again, and I want to play the harmonica, so I want to do that as well.
Finally, I meet with Paul Vino at a coffee shop. Paul is well known in the community, both as an advocate for human rights and as an artist. Paul, what are your hopes for 2018, both personally and for the community?
Well, for personally, I'm hoping to complete a short film portrait project called Beauty that'll be done in the spring. Also, I'm looking maybe to do a big trip this year, maybe to go to France, where my ancestors are from. And advocacy-wise, I'm looking to get all music festivals in the region to sign on to being accessible and barrier-free as a principle, to have a body of accessible tech that's available for all these festivals to sign out, and to keep making connections one-to-one to continue the empathetic revolution.
Well, it's been nothing short of inspiring to catch up with these amazing humans we featured in 2017. I can't wait to see what they get up to this year. As for myself, I'm hoping to cross a few more things off my bucket list, get out and see some new places, and help more people in the community share their stories with you at home. Happy New Year!
I really enjoyed hearing what people are looking forward to.
Yeah, me too. And Anthony, I have to ask you, what are you hopeful for in 2018?
Personally or in general for the world?
Either or both.
Well, personally, I always like to do as much traveling as possible, and in general, for more people to learn about the great work that we all do here at AMI. What about you?
Awesome. Yeah, I think for me and my family, it all just comes down to being happy. And for the community, I'm really looking forward to more people changing attitudes towards inclusion and hearing more stories here on AMI about accessibility.